Hey, are you guys excited for Season 2 of the live-action One Piece series? You know, the live-action series that might be quite literally the best anime adaptation into live-action of all time. You know, coming from Netflix, who has a writer telling us that the villain in the Season 2 is based off of Donald Trump. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yep, if you haven't heard, they're pulling this shit again because they didn't learn the first time. Despite character making manga debut in 2000, Netflix's One Piece writer falsely claims series villain Wapol is based on Donald Trump. You can't learn. We can't have nice things. Like I sang the praises of the live-action One Piece. I fell in love with the live-action One Piece. Now, mind you, I was already a real One Piece fan. I mean, I actually read the manga when it debuted in America in 2002. I watched the awful 4Kids dub in 2003 that, frankly, I kind of mainly love. You guys can peep the One Piece tapestry behind me, or maybe the permanent ink on my body. Like, for you to take this and make me now worried about your live-action adaptation after so many fans sang the praises of it, all because you cannot keep your personal goddamn politics out of whatever you're working on in Hollywood, a work that's not even yours, and then make these ridiculous-ass statements like, this villain is based off Donald Trump, when this character's been in the manga since 2000, you know, years. I say 25 years, 16 years, still a pretty big chunk of time before Donald Trump ever became president, before he was ever relevant in the world of politics, before there was even a culture war, back when Japan probably couldn't give a good goddamn about U.S. politics and culture. You know, we didn't really start becoming truly global until right around 9/11 or so. Like, is your goal just to alienate fans? Are you that retarded? How can you allow this? Another American... let's get into this article. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I truly would appreciate it, because it's going to be the only thing that's going to keep me sane when going through this. This is going to be a rough one, folks. Another American presidential election, another round of politically poisoned attempt to read each and every piece of popular entertainment, regardless of such details as creation date or context, as some sort of commentary on the entire affair. And spearheading this latest instance of this phenomenon is none other than Netflix's One Piece staff writer, Randy Troy, who has come out and attempted to claim that the character of Wapol, who was intended by mangaka Eiichiro Oda to serve as a direct commentary on Donald Trump. Now, let me tell you why this doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. By the way, Spence, great writing on this one. I always want to shout my boy out. He's been on the show multiple times. We love Spencer. Wapol's not that big of a deal. He's not that big of a deal of a character. I mean, he will actually, logistically speaking, with how they are running the live-action show, probably be in one episode. Like, he will probably be the big bad of one, maybe two episodes. That's it. For those of you that don't know, or like maybe, frankly, I forgot about this character until relatively recently, because he reappeared in the anime over the course of the last couple months after being largely absent for literal years on screen and years in the manga. This dude starts off as a bad guy. By the way, kind of a good guy now, or at least the enemy, my enemy is my friend sort of thing. So if you want to make this Donald Trump allegory, clearly you don't know the source material, because, yeah, Wapol ain't exactly a bad guy at this point. Or again, he's less evil than what's going on in the current story. It's just so insane to me that this is the route they're trying to take with this minor character that, in the grand scheme of things, is not going to be the big bad of the whole season, just the big bad of the Chopper arc, of the Drum Island arc, when they've got so much more to get through in Season 2. We're probably going to get up to at least Crocodile, if I had to guess. This is absolute insanity. And I'm sorry, I'm using some terminology that if you don't know the source material of One Piece, if you've only seen the live action, you probably don't know what I'm referring to. But no, that's not the point. Introduced the manga's 131st chapter all the way back in the year 2000, the stocky purple-haired Wapol is best described as a comically stereotypical dictator, his greatest accomplishment in life being his absolute ruining of his inherited drum kingdom. These people have been left in a state of constant poverty, starvation, and sickness to their monarch's own selfishness, as he regularly pillages the nation's resources in service of funding his own pleasures. That also goes to show that you don't know a goddamn thing about Donald Trump, because we actually, had a much better economy under Donald Trump, but that's neither here nor there, because again, the character came out in 2000. I mean, are you out of your mind? First of all, the manga, just so you guys know, was not serialized in America yet in 2000. So you're telling me that Ichiro Oda wrote a Donald Trump stand-in before the manga was even in America? Because One Piece didn't come to America until 2002, or at least that's when it started debuting in Monthly Shonen Jump. Maybe there was English singles before that, but I don't think so. Assisting Wapol in his dictatorial ambitions is the Baku Baku no Mi, the Munch Munch fruit, who's a consumption by the villain. It doesn't really matter what his power is, that's not the point. The fact of the matter is, they're trying to claim this is a Trump stand-in when he's not. He quite literally... By the way, his initial reign of terror ultimately brought to an end by a well-placed Gummo Gummo no Bazooka, the Gum Gum Bazooka, one of Luffy's weakest moves. I mean, at this point in the show, okay, fair enough, it's pretty strong, but, if you're telling me an enemy can get beat by a Gum Gum Bazooka, bro, they nobody. They a nothing burger. This arc is literally just so we can get Chopper to join the crew. If you ask anyone, top 10, dare I say top 20 One Piece villains, homie is not cracking that list. So is that what it is? You're like, you want to correlate something to Donald Trump so bad, so you're gonna choose this kind of minor villain that you know, oh, hey, maybe the internet won't be outraged at this. But the fact that you're making any correlation at all is ridiculous. But what do you have to say on it? Because he claims he can back it up. No, this writer for the fucking Netflix show, which I guarantee you has not read the manga, actually tries to back up his claim. One Piece inspirations. The greedy and petulant Wapol is based on Donald Trump, whose family name comes from the German Drumpf, hence where Drum gets its name, because this is the Drum Island arc. He is the king of Drum Island. And an almost prophetic turn from Oda, Trump's U.S. policies were/are riddled with healthcare management issues. Homie got community noted so fast. Oda has stated previously in the One Piece logbooks that the inspiration for Drum Island came from the drum rock in Canada. So even Oda, years before all this political nonsense, this political tomfoolery, told us the name of the origin of where he came up with Drum Island. So you're just straight up making shit up. Now, I'm upset as a One Piece fan. Netflix should be upset as people that were not One Piece fans, like in terms of the whole franchise. They were there for the live action. They enjoyed the live action. Hell, my father watched the live action One Piece and really liked it. Now, he ain't watching no 1100 episode anime. That's not gonna happen. But when season 2 of One Piece comes out, he's probably damn well gonna watch it. Until he ends up seeing this video. Hi, Dad, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. And then he's like, oh, great, more Trump allegories. It's not like we didn't get that as every villain in every TV show ever for the last 8 years, because these dipshit writers just can't let it go because they actually have no talent whatsoever. They have to source from modernity for any sort of attempt at crafting a story because they can't even adapt someone else's work properly. We thought we could because we saw season 1 and season 1 was damn near perfect, but I guess how much of that was Ichiro Oda cracking the whip like a slave driver instead of letting these idiots at Netflix do their thing? I am flabbergasted. And frankly, Netflix shouldn't be allowing this. Don't you want to make money? Like, Netflix, One Piece live action was a game changer. It garnered so much support the world over. You should be treating this as one of your babies right now, but you're not. In response, Troy was met with pushback from a fellow One Piece fan, No More the Nomad, who asserted, I find this pretty hard to believe given Trump wasn't relevant to politics at all in 2000 when Wapol made his first appearance. Also, hate to say it, but Wapol may end up being a good guy, see, bingo bango bongo, or at least help the good guys by the end, so not sure you want to go this route. Defending his take, Troy attempted to counter, he planted seeds as early as 1986. When he was still a Democrat, you dipshit! Leading to many jokes about him as a U.S. president in pop culture well into the early 2000s. Yes, American pop culture. How many American pop culture jokes are there in One Piece? Now, to be fair, don't get me wrong, there are actually some, like Inaru kind of being modeled after Eminem, for example, the villain Inaru, but again, it's not near as common as, our own American cartoons which satirize our own American culture. When Drum was serialized, even the famous Simpsons episode, you can't compare The Simpsons, an episodic television show with no overarching plot, to something like One Piece. That is insane. Following the criticism from One Piece fans, Troy eventually deleted the above pair of WAPO-related tweets and has since declined to further comment on the matter. At current, though, filming commenced in August. Netflix has yet to announce an official start date for One Piece second season. Now, I'm glad he deleted the tweets. I'm glad he had the mental wherewithal to realize, ooh, I fucked up, mainly because at this point, Donald Trump not only won the electoral vote, but also won the popular vote, so there's probably a lot of people the country over that like our show, that also, like Trump. Like, were you in this fantasy land that only liberals watch One Piece? Are you in this fantasy land that only liberals can be fans of the live-action One Piece, or One Piece in general? You mean a show and a manga and an anime that talks about freedom, that doesn't, that lambasts, frankly, a lot of modern-day regressive policies and ideologies, a manga/anime that went so hard on the trans community at one point, it was funny as hell. Now, granted, it also shows them a lot of love and shows them a lot of progress and whatnot. He plays both sides. It's actually really great because it shows you can just have comedy that has no ties to political division. The point is, yeah, One Piece is the most popular anime/manga in the world. It eclipses Dragon Ball in terms of its popularity. Now, not in terms of sales. Dragon Ball is actually a much bigger multimedia franchise, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, when it comes to book sales of One Piece, it is numero uno and has been for years. So, I'd hazard a guess you got plenty of folks all over the world with all different types of political ideologies that are fans. Maybe don't go tying your shit to any sort of American political ideology that wasn't there to begin with, that's only going to date your show. And it then begs the question, how much of this will be in the show itself? How many other step writers have these thoughts? And I see you delete those tweets. Did Netflix make you do that? Did you realize you're a fool? Or what's your end goal here? Because now there's that to worry about on the back end. So let me know, guys. Are you worried about One Piece Season 2? Because I sure as fuck am. Maybe I'm overreacting, but these are just my opinions. I'd like to know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about One Piece or anime, but video games, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 140 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.